Assalamualaikum and greeting. Our group consists of 5 members, including our leader, which is Irfan Fathi bin Faqar. And here is the content of our video. In this video, we are going to compare many species of zooplankton that consisting copepods, cladocera, and also rotifers.
Most copepods, such as Acacia, Picalanus bungi, Piqueta elongate, and Satropagus abdominalis, live in cold water. Copepods culture between 24 to 30 degrees Celsius had a higher mean survival than other temperatures. Copepods are unable to survive in temperatures higher than 34.9 degrees Celsius, and only less than 10% of females survive after exposure to 36.3 degrees Celsius. Females were unable to survive after exposure to 37.2 and 38 degrees Celsius. Calanus marshalli, Calanus pacificus, Clausocalanus species are from the same family, which is Calanidae. Calanus marshalli and Clausocalanus are from marine species, while Calanus pacificus is a freshwater species. For reproduction and fecundity, Calanus marshalli can produce a clutch of 30 eggs every 30 hours on average, while Calanus pacificus can lay a clutch of 24 to 54 eggs. For Clausocalanus, the females spawn only once within the incubation period. The actual egg production rates may have been higher. Acacia species and Aethidae have some similarities. First, females release eggs freely into the water. Second, females produce membrane-bound egg sacs. Individual females also can switch between producing resting eggs and subitanous eggs.
While the other species of copepods are mostly live in marine environment, as my research, most of the copepods have a pattern of habits, and the requirement to culture them are almost all the same. And all of them reproduce and grow year-round, or perhaps has 2 years life cycle. And here is a microcalanus species. Microcalanus species are mostly highly produced during autumn and early mid-winter. Neocalanus cristatus, Neocalanus plumcrest, Neocalanus flamingeri have the same scientific classification, and their difference are reflected in the terms of their physical characteristics, as well as the duration of their spawning, nauplius stage, and also their copepodite stage. Oitona species and Paracalanus species can survive in the temperature higher than 20 degrees Celsius. Even though they live in the same temperature level, their reproduction is different. Oitona species develop times varied inversely with the temperature. Paracalanus species spawning varied daily and higher spawning during night, and also their eggs production rate was influenced by chlorophyll concentration. Onchi species, Puromama species, and Scolechis grisella species can only survive in the temperature that lower than 20 degrees. For Cladocera, the species Leptodora kainti, Sida crystallina, and Ibusmina corrigani are reproduced principally through parthenogenesis, but the number of eggs of Leptodora kainti and Sida crystallina is not fixed and may decrease if the food supply is insufficient, while the number of eggs of Ibusmina corrigani found per individually range around 0.4 to 1.2. Daphnia longispina and Ibusmina longispina are both can be survived in the low temperature, but they differ in the terms of reproduction. Daphnia longispina reproduce asexually with thin-shelled summer eggs. Meanwhile, Ibusmina longispina producing resting eggs called as Amphibia through sexual reproduction.
Most of Cladocera are freshwater species except for Alona ovnis, Alona quadrangularis, and Captocercus retirostris are marine species. However, Acroparus harpe can be both, which is it can be freshwater and marine species. Alonella exica, Alonella exiqua, and Alonella nana have 7 weeks long gamogenetic period with no parthenogenetic female present at the end of its active periods. However, Alonella nana possibly perennial due to parthenogenetic. Pleuroxys oncognathus and Pleuroxys trigonellus are incapable of hybridizing in nature. Temperature that's suitable for Pleuroxys species is between 10 to 15 degrees Celsius. Paralona pigra, Alona afnis, Alona quadrangularis, and Alona gutata are from the same family, which is Chidoridae. Alona afnis and Alona gutata can live in low temperature, which between 4 to 8 degrees Celsius, compared to Alona quadrangularis that prefer a warmer temperature. For Bosmina longirostris have three types of mating system, which are sexual reproduction, cyclical parthenogenesis, and obligate parthenogenesis. Parthenogenetic female for Satyraceae asparagus and Monospilus dispar will produce a large number of the eggs compared to Anchistropus immarginatus that cannot identify how much the egg will be produced. Eurycercus spp, such as Eurycercus lamellatus, dormant eggs are up to 11. Males of Disparona rostrata were carrying 4 to 10 small parthenogenetic eggs. However, compared to Captoricus rectirostris, have low intensity of gametogenesis and parthenogenesis. Acroperis harpe is an active species, which is parthenogenesis is started in early June and gametogenesis took place in September and October.
Paracantha truncata and Alona intermedia rely on drag-powered swimming to move around. Paracantha truncata majority found in massif and river basins, while Alona intermedia is evenly found in all localities but rare in acid water. But it is not the case for Alona gutata, since it has been found in localities with pH ranging from 3.9 to 9.9. Alona gutata is the smallest species in the genus Alona, and also has the same look as Alona rustica. Alona rustica, Coronatella rectangula, Rhincotalona falcata are mostly found in littoral zone. The sexual reproduction takes place in the early autumn, and it also requires highly oxygenated water. Next, Pleuroxys laevis is found on both vegetation and muddy bottom, but Graptolaberis testudinaria is found associated particularly with vegetation rather than being at muddy bottom. Rotifers can reproduce sexually or asexually. These are the examples of rotifers that can reproduce asexually. Ascomorpha ecaudis, Asplanca brightwelli, Bichampiala udactylota, Brachionus angularis, and Brachionus austrogenitus. Brachionus bidentata has lorica subsequela to moderately oval. Although rotifers are found in freshwater on every continent, certain species can also be found in salt or brackish water. For example, Brachionus angularis and Brachionus calciflorus are the species that can be found planktonic in both freshwater and brackish habitats.
Among rotifers, Brachionus plicatilis is probably one of the best studied taxa. It has been widely used as a model for physiological and ecological studies. Brachionus plicatilis can be found mostly in marine water. This rotifer also widely used in marine fisheries industry. Rotifers have been predicted to have a lifespan of 3 to 4 days at 25 degrees Celsius. In general, larvae mature after a half to 1.5 days, and females begin to produce eggs every 4 hours after that. This rotifer is asexual. During female parthenogenesis, the emetic females produce emetic eggs, which develop and hatch into another emetic females. Only under certain conditions, the female will produce metic eggs, which grow into males. Other than Brachionus plicatilis, freshwater rotifer can also be found, which are Brachionus caudatus, Brachionus urceloris, Colurella colurus, and Coniculus unicornis. As seen in the video, unicorns live in a group of 10 to 12 individuals and can be seen with 2 red eye spots on each of them.
For the summary, most of the copepods are marine species. Majority of Cladocera are in the same family which known as Chidoridae. However, most of the rotifers have evolved coronal chelae and a grindy mustache, making them clearly suspension feeders. So that's all from us. Thank you.